Oh.
Okay, hit it, Joe.
I keep thinking that's my mouse pointer, and it's making me very paranoid.
Yeah, we haven't been showing the outer limits.
The outer limits.
We're in control of the audio or whatever the hell it.
Yeah, I was.
Memorial.
Joe, y'all are muted.
So you totally missed my apology.
Yeah, we missed
We did.
everything, man.
We
I was
did.
about to like step in and be like, "Hi, I'm Joe in Norway, and these are the flowers I'll be cooking tonight."
Oh, our production studio here is. Well, I
Yes, it is.
got one headset connected to two computer systems, three, and there's still I forget to turn off the Bluetooth. So we need a production. We desperately need a production assistant. I'm not too
Indeed.
keen on this. Anyways, welcome to the After Hours show. This is the Autonomous Collective. I'm Joe in Norway. I'll be your cook this evening. We're joined by Ann Lee, retired college professor and a community member at the Daily Coast, a member of the National Council of Independent Scholars, and is a contributor to the book, The Political Economy of Art, Making the Nation of Culture. And we're also joined by Arjun from the Deep Into History pod. Evening, y'all.
Evening, everyone.
Hey. Well, it's that time of year. The Yaitrams are in blossom. I don't know if you guys remember early on in the spring, I cooked these asparagus looking things that
Oh yeah, of course.
It's a funky. So that was the sprouts of the shoots of the fireweed. So
Hey,
now they're blooming. So they've gone from little shoots to I believe you'll be surprised at their towering heights that we go to harvest. We've got a little exciting foraging action this evening. So I thought we're going to do two dishes tonight. Uh,
cool.
Fireweed. What are these called again? Oh, it's salt. Cheminarian angustifolium, otherwise known as fireweed, or um, in England, after the Nazis pulverized England, they called it bombweed because in the craters left by bombs, fireweed loves
Ah,
disturbed, burnt areas, and it'll take over and grow just like a weed.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's
Not
part
the
of the
bombing, but that they grow like that.
true, and it's part of the evening primrose family. So we'll be making a jelly with the flowers, which amounts to about a liter. We need to go collect a liter of flowers, and then you take a liter of water, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Otherwise, if you don't have that, citric acid. So don't have enough lemon. I need to save it. It's too expensive here. So we've got this isn't white powder of white sugar of umami. This is citric acid. So we can use half teaspoon to substitute for that. Ungodly amount of sugar we could probably put down, and some pectin.
Very
And
cool.
the other thing, which is very popular in Russia, are the leaves. So it will strip the leaves off and clear out all the critters, snails, and whatnot, bugs. And what you do is we're going to make tea out of these. But the first step in making the fireweed tea is to grind it in your kind of crumple the leaves up with your hands, shove them in a jar, and let them ferment for some days, and then dry them out, and then you've got a kind of somewhat black tea tasting, non-caffeinated tea. So I thought that's what we'd do this evening.
Awesome.
And yeah, how things on the
Excellent.
Western Front?
Oh, geez. Been a day.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
been a
know. It's
day.
like, did anything happen this week?
Yeah, well, remember we began the week with swapping airplanes out, and the essentially all of the sort of bad faith that the Trump administration operates with, you could see it in action. The rumor, of course, is that what's her name?
You're
Uh,
speaking, of
uh,
course, about the story that broke where Trump switched from the Qatari plane to normal Air Force One, and then it turned
yes,
out that he was actually snuck off from the other side in a Turkish food. Um,
food
God, it's,
truck.
no, no. I was corrected on this. It's supposed to be container.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, a Turkish food container, and then shuttled to like another plane and then taken off. Meanwhile, he left, as you were saying, much of his staff and the entire White House press corps there.
Yeah.
Apart from Hegseth, um, that Ralph Nada, you know
Nauda,
the
yeah.
Nauda, the
Yeah.
guy
The
who
body
like
guy.
yeah, the body man who took the fall for him for the documents in Mar-a-Lago.
The theft.
And his what do we call her? Uh
What do we
ostensibly
call her?
yeah,
Yeah.
ostensibly like
The human printer. That's what she's called.
that's what they're saying. Trump's printer, because she walks around with a
Natalie
printer.
Harp.
Yep.
Natalie Harp, the human printer.
A creature
Well,
from the Black Ink Lagoon.
yeah, indeed. I
Well
mean,
said.
she truly is an example of a Trump, follower or whatever, loyalist. I mean, she says really strange things about him, and obviously there's other implications. But Caroline Levitt, the press secretary, resigned, or yeah, she's going to leave at the end of the month. Um, the rumor is that she was pissed off that she wasn't included in the plane swap thing. So if the decoy plane had gotten hit, it would have taken down, Stephen Miller, Marco Rubio, Scotty Besant, a whole bunch of folks would, you know,
The world
not
would be,
be here. But
apart from the press corps, the world would be a much better place.
that's right. That's right. Well, and then the issue in the middle of the week was, and this started actually at the beginning, but it became more, pronounced that uh, the threat was a Israeli announced thing, and it didn't come
Right.
from CIA sources. So therefore, if you're going to shift blame around, and the point of view from the CIA was that the CIA didn't think it was at that credible. So on the one hand, the Secret Service does what the Secret Service does with all this swapping planes and stuff, but clearly the White House didn't know what the hell to do with it, particularly because they tried to subpoena five New York Times reporters and harassing their parents and all kinds of people. And I mean, it got thrown out of court, but the issue was they kept it going when they probably knew all the CIA, Israeli stuff before, and they didn't know how to deal with it. And so, in terms of the historical record, you can see that they didn't know what they were doing, reacting only to the leak that the Qatari jet didn't have enough security, and that the
Right.
legacy Air Force One was being used. So sounds really complicated, but that's kind of what went on.
Yeah, I think as of today, last time I just went through the time. I always go through the Times, New York Times before we do this stream. It appears that it's pretty credible that it was a Mossad tip, and they reacted to it because that's the way the Secret Service reacts. But speaking historically, you can always tell these leaks that come from inside. If you remember the very early days of the War on Terror, when there were no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq,
Oh,
the George Bush and particularly Republican congressmen were blaming the CIA for the wrong assessment. And then suddenly it was crazy. There's like a string of basically all these congressmen being outed as like sexual deviants, and that was from the CIA. So like I think these leaks that we're getting in large part um are the intelligence community reacting to the fact this war is ridiculous. They're not being listened to. They're not being treated like professionals. And I think that also applies to the next major thing I think this week, which is the fact that the crew of the carrier USS Abraham Lincoln is living in the most appalling conditions. They don't have food. The showers are barely working. They have no, there's no like, it's not commissary. Commissary's prison. Well, I guess it works.
the mess.
But yeah, but there's no food. There's no like they have no ability to clean themselves. And sailors have up credibly reports of five sailors tried to jump overboard. And when you jump overboard from a carrier, it's nearly 20 stories tall. So you're gonna die when you hit the water. It's like hitting cement. So like there's all these attempted suicides coming from the literal support our troops party.
Pete Hegseth says this is all fake news. I believe him.
You know, you know what? I'm with you. I liked him seeing him in his like fake admiral's outfit, and
Mut-
yeah,
mu-
just
mutiny
saying.
on the Lincoln.
I
Mr.
mean,
Christian,
Oh,
this is
would
mutiny.
you? I'm getting eaten alive with my headlamp is drawing all of bugs.
oh no.
I don't know if you can
Yeah,
see this.
August.
I don't know if you can make out the height of this thing. They're nearly 3 meters tall. This
Wow.
one's about 280.
Oh, I thought you meant the
So
bugs.
so we ate them when they were just the little asparagus, baby asparagus size things. It's got a lot of bugs we need to sort through before we make the jelly. Some snails as well. But yeah, we got this whole patch here.
Wow, so those
Boy,
little shoots grew into those huge plants.
Yeah, massive.
look
These
at
are as
that.
tall as the sunflowers we planted were supposed to be. But it's
Mm.
too goddamn cold up here. We've had it has been the coldest, wettest, darkest summer in over 10 years
Mm.
in all of the West Coast of Norway.
I'm sure you're the
And
envy of Europe, given that like today it came out that this was like the hottest summer ever on
uh,
record.
I don't believe. I don't believe the news. I can't, it's impossible. It's
Fake
freezing here.
news,
It's
fake news.
fake news, total fake news.
Ha!
People come here for quote unquote coolcations instead of a vacation. It's a coolcation, cold weather.
Yeah, Arctic Circle.
Mhm. Got a lot of these guys to make sure we don't
Hello.
boil up in the
Snails.
snail jelly. So we need about 1 liter of flowers. You can cut them
So how
halfway
would
up
you
if you want to save them. But
how do you measure a liter of flowers?
that's a good question.
That is a good question. How do you measure a liter of flowers?
It's not too tamped down. So I think we need to get about 20, at least 20 shoots.
So you
And we're
just
also
you
getting it.
gently press it into like
Pull them
a
off.
liter cup sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right on.
They don't quite fit in the basket. And we're also dealing with flowered what's the name of it in English? Stinging nettles. So
Ah,
we're getting stung and bitten by bugs.
Okay, so in my cooking videos, I won't be doing these adventures. I go to the grocery store, but I applaud
And
this. This is awesome.
hopefully no wolves this episode.
Oh, the coyote and I have so much beef. It's crazy.
Oh,
Norwegian coyotes. Or
no infection. You didn't get any infection from it, I hope.
No, but it keeps coming back to look for Wilberforce. So I
Oh,
can't even let him out after
Oh
dark
no.
in the backyard without being outside and holding a baseball bat.
mm.
So, Joe, in your climate, how does a plant know when to go into bloom?
Good question. These last year, let me find a good example for you. This one's been struggling. Normally, last year they went all into bloom at the same time, so the whole shoot was full of flowers. And here they've just been a little bit here. Then, so these have bloomed already, and then it got cold. It got a like intense cold, and then it got warmed up again. Now we've got another
Wow.
bloom.
I'm
So
glad
then
I'm
there's like
glad I'm
these
not trying to grow pot in your climate.
bit rough.
It's funny you should say that. For a
Oh.
second, I thought the stinging nettles were actually Joe's pot farm. And it's
It's like
also interesting you said that
like
because a
parsnips.
report came out yesterday about the effect of the climate on the U.S., Canadian, lesser extent Mexican crop yield this year.
Mm,
Yeah.
And it's abysmal because what happened was it got warm quickly, and then
Mhm.
there were
mm,
3 deep freezes over the course of the next, I think,
Yep.
6 weeks.
Yep.
And there are a lot of farms where just nothing is growing.
Yeah. I can attest to that in terms of the wild berry yield.
mm.
Normally, the blueberries, we have
Watch out,
tons of
Joe. There's a
them.
big ass fly
Oh,
right on your face.
oh, oh, oh. Yeah, we
Yow.
just got a fraction of the blueberries this year, largely due to the different several hard freezes after the main part of winter. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. Like this is really, really bad. We're gonna the effects of not only this pointless, stupid war, but the effects of
wars.
like this coming wars. Exactly. Thank you. But also the coming super El Nino. So we have like
Mm.
no crops and we're not gonna get more crops. I advise everyone in North America to start
Uh,
stocking up on canned
Prepping.
food.
the
Prepping.
Yeah.
super El Nino is very dramatic over here. It's like a complete lottery as to what will happen. Some places will get extreme drought. Other places like us will get extreme cold.
In the report, they're predicting hurricanes hitting California. That's
Whoa.
Jesus.
literally what they're predicting.
Whoa.
Have you heard the prediction about the arc storms?
No, do tell.
Oh, atmospheric river event so intense that it will fill up the Central Valley, turn it into a lake in California.
Ah,
Homes,
yes, 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 yes. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Go
Okay.
on, go on.
Some homes will be under 20 feet of water here and there.
Wow.
Oh,
Uh, the atmospheric river will come into California, but it will not bring any snow. It'll be a warm rain, which will fall in the foothills. And then all that water will immediately, because it's not snow, it's just immediately going to run downhill and start flooding the lowlands. They said it could be an event that we haven't seen for a couple of centuries.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think it's 1868 was the last or the first recorded properly super El Nino event, and it was catastrophic. Because not only does it change the weather patterns in North America, it also completely warps the cycle of like typhoons and monsoons in Southeast Asia, which like that
mhm.
entire region relies on for water for its crops.
Mm.
Yeah.
We are led by idiots.
Well, they're even cutting back on the what is it, the Arctic uh weather stuff. At the NOAA, they're cutting all that stuff back, so there's no attention paid proper. There won't be proper attention paid to Arctic and Antarctic weather events. Um, and it's all that same stuff. They either want to get it privatized or some other thing. And maybe I'll mention it now. Trump is on this thing where he wants 11 icebreakers. America has like 4 icebreakers. In fact, they pulled one out of operation. But Trump has it in his head that because the Russians have, 50 of them or something, the America should have 11 icebreakers. Now, the thing is that you can't build 11 icebreakers in the US just from a shipyard point of view. So they're all going to be Finnish. Finland is going to build our icebreakers. So, I mean, global economy, that's cool. But on the other hand, can we really afford to have 11 icebreakers, considering that there's all this melt and you don't need so much ice being broken, whatever.
Yeah, like there's gonna be no ice. What's the point?
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, it's just, at $1 billion a pop, it's just idiotic.
It
I
But
with
put a,
this with
I got
this
a
administration,
question.
there's a kickback. Sorry, go ahead.
I was wondering if they could combine the icebreakers with the Trump battleships.
Oh yeah, indeed.
That would be a
Oh
really
well,
interesting concept.
this week that's actually an issue, considering that Trump had an executive order to. I mean, he's threatened this before, and I can't remember whether he actually did an executive order or not. He just threatened it because that's Trump. But apparently, yesterday or the day before, he did an executive order on reinstalling or taking out the EMACs, the electromagnetic catapults on U.S. aircraft carriers,
Right.
and reinstalling steam catapults. And it's just like somebody got it into his little head that they don't work as well. And I mean, they're just more complicated and they're kind of old technology. And the Chinese Navy already use electromagnetic catapults with fairly good success, pretty much the same success rate as the Americans. And it's not that bad, actually, when you look at the stories about how relatively successful the electromagnetic ones are. So,
Apparently,
I mean,
also they're also very much easier on like the pilots, like bone
oh
structure.
yeah,
It's not as
yeah,
jarring. But
yeah.
Trump
It
has this
does.
weird thing about like sharks and magnets. Like those are his
That's
two
right.
like triggers.
Sharks and magnets. Last week must have been fun for Trump Shark Week at all. Yeah, he has this thing about magnets and water. So it's just weird. Anyway, yes. So naval stuff is still at work. Since we're down sort of in the Middle East area, Oman is still talking to Iran. Iran has been reported, and I mean, this is coming from fairly high up, that they're just going to wait Trump out, like with Jimmy Carter, that they're
Right.
not going to do anything until
Yeah, literally they
2029.
said we will wait
Mm.
till 2029. It doesn't matter to us.
Yeah.
Because the
And
Haven't they heard of American resolve and patience?
oh God.
the
Uh,
the
the
thing
United
the thing
States,
is that
go
like
ahead.
they've Iran is in like an impossible situation, but so is the US, so is the rest of the world, so are all of us because of this war. But at the same time, because it is, an authoritarian, the IRGC is basically completely in charge of Iran right now. Um, and it turns out when you bomb people, they don't like you. So they have like public support to wait this out, which is crazy. Like if you think about it, they're willing, the Iranian population is willing, most of it is willing to fight this war for another what, 2 years, just to ensure that um this never happens again.
Well, that it may actually be the best approach, and fewer people will die as a result. And you weigh that against the so-called running out of munitions thing, which
Mm.
apparently Trump doesn't read his daily brief. Well, we know he doesn't read his daily briefs, but he should have had a better sense. Or Hegseth. Now, Hegseth blamed his deputy for this. I mean, it's sort of typical, pass the buck, uh, for the running out of munitions thing. And it's pretty unclear, but I mean, in one sense, they're running out of all these missiles. And the issue against that, because the issue is that there are Patriot missiles all over the place and THAADs and other stuff. They're just at a kind of minimal level. And
Right.
Zelensky in Ukraine is still, lobbying for 5% or 10% of U.S. Patriot missiles. So there's this something else is going on. I mean,
Well,
aside,
like also we should like sorry, just to
go ahead.
expand on your point, like we should also remember when they're talking about it dropping to minimal levels, it's not zero, right?
No,
What they're saying is that these like, war hawks firmly believe that war with China is coming.
right,
So, what they're talking about when they're saying is dwindling to like to a point of empty, it means that like that's the minimum that would be required if they were to go to war with China over Taiwan.
right. I mean, you're not going to be pulling cruise missiles out of submarines or anything. I mean, there are a lot of cruise missiles, just sitting waiting to be used. It's just that they've got below the level because in terms of air defense, the Iranians actually launched a whole bunch of stuff, and apparently, from a propaganda point of view, one of the recent missions was done by their F5s, which is a trainer jet. And I think
Right.
that the one of the missile launches against Kuwait was done with F5s, which at least in the air community, they're probably pretty annoyed by the fact that
They're
Iran is going to be
antiques.
able. Yeah.
Like literally antique aircraft from the 70s.
Yes,
And
Vietnam.
yeah, exactly. The F5s were the F5 Phantom was uh flying missions over Vietnam. It was sold to the Shah's regime, and somehow the Iranian Air Force is still striking targets, like you said, in Kuwait this week. Um, and that's crazy. Like
It is
it's
crazy.
think about the untold trillions of dollars that have been spent on like the US military, right? And they can't keep their ships resupplied.
Right.
Like we're very close I understand that now they're saying that they're sending another carrier there to relieve the Abraham Lincoln, but
Well,
at the same time, it's gonna take I believe 6 weeks to get there.
well, as you say, Warhawks are going to be very nervous because the carrier they're going to use is the one that was based in the Pacific, the George Washington. So, we're in a the first sentence that came out when they said they were going to move the George Washington was that, oh no, there's a Chinese carrier, and well, yeah,
Right. Yeah, yeah,
that's
right,
where it
right.
would be. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know about you, but I was completely shocked to realize that there are Chinese aircraft carriers off the coast of China.
Oh God. Well, they've got two of them, so whatever. Uh, anyway, yes, there's
I have
that
a,
happening.
I've got a question.
Sure.
Has
Yes.
has anyone uh, told the people that are preparing for a war with China, told the Americans that are preparing with a war with China, that the United States would lose that war? I mean, absolutely lose it. It's not even
Yeah.
close,
It
right?
will.
Setting aside nuclear weapons,
Right.
they can outproduce us.
Mm,
They can sink
already
all
have.
our aircraft carriers with hypersonic missiles.
Yep.
Uh, they have, I don't know if they've noticed this, but they have 1 billion people.
Yeah, and in what was it,
But
two
they're
years ago,
small
the
people.
Indian
Uh,
Pakistan war that happened, the Pakistanis, who are actually a US sort of a client state, and Chinese, were using the latest generation of Chinese fighters and missiles, and the
Mm,
Indian Air Force just got waxed. Like that's never happened before because
yeah, yeah.
it's pretty modern. But the Chinese weaponry is just like you're absolutely right. Like this is not we don't need and we should never ever have another world war. This is what
No,
but somehow like we have to keep preparing for it
It,
Joe.
it's just a
Wait
waste
a
of
sec.
resources.
Joe, is that a
completely.
leader of buds, flowers? Joe? Joe?
Have I
Hello?
been on mute this whole time?
Yes,
I'm really having
Yes, you
some
have.
You
technical
have.
difficulties here.
I think it's more about like a mute button issue.
Uh, speaking of India, I haven't seen so many flowers like this since we were last in India last year. That was
Lovely.
all the blossoms at the temples and whatnot. Yeah. So I think we've got about a liter of fireweed blossoms. So didn't see any critters in that. I stripped the stalks. Further, if you go further down, if you cut it at the ground and then strip, there's not much there, but the whole part of fireweed is edible, from the flowers to the stalks to the rhizomes to the seeds. But there's once it goes past springtime, it develops this hard, woody, fibrous material that's inedible. But in the core, if you peel it, you can get to whittle it down to a little matchstick of some vegetable matter. But we'll pass on that. Instead, we'll do like they do in Siberia and wash the leaves. We strip the leaves and making sure there's no snails and whatnot. And then we're gonna start crushing those. So to make the jelly, we're gonna boil some water, a liter of water, and then let it steep for a bit, and then filter it, and then make our jelly with that. And then we'll crush these along the way.
Yum.
So
Very
probably
cool.
head inside.
Yum,
So.
yum, yum.
Awesome.
I was just going to say regarding a quote unquote waste of resources, we got to remember the military industrial complex and
Oh, yeah.
that the contracts for almost everything that is made for our defense procurement is distributed throughout the 50 states to ensure that there will always be a senator and congressperson defending whatever the project is, whatever the money is. I mean, yes, the fact that we're building battleships, we're building 100-year-old technology in a time of drone warfare. It has nothing to do with defense contract. It has nothing to do with defense preparedness, and it's about money. I mean, and we know that.
But they look so awesome if you're blind and can't
Oh,
really have no taste.
God.
No, I totally agree with you. That's why I think, given the utter corruption of this administration and where politics are trending, I would not be surprised if whoever wins the 2028 Democratic primary runs on nationalizing all defense industries. The only way to do it, like you literally have to take the profit motive out of war.
Right.
Otherwise, there'll always be
Right.
war.
Well,
Same thing with healthcare. Same thing with everything, right?
mm, yep.
Yeah, and
That
it's just that whether they can overcome the amount of money that'll be spent against them by all of these industries to defeat them, that'll be, but that's up to the American people. That's not up to.
I mean, people haven't fully, sort of grasped the idea that it wasn't too long ago that the budget for military procurement was like $1 billion or 750 million, or I mean, anyway, the a billion, and it's 1.5 trillion makes it, a third larger, and that it just is going to go up rather than, level off or go down.
Mhm.
Yeah, and also they are not like the okay, I'm sure we're all politically engaged. I'm sure you guys are as frustrated with the drooling, moronic median voter that still doesn't know what side they're on. Like, what is wrong with you? Just please, just do not have to kill yourself. Just
Well,
don't vote.
Yeah.
Just shut up, leave. You don't care what happens to you anyway.
Well,
But
go ahead.
like there's also another twist to this. Trump's antagonism to the West has also put like in a weird way put like all Western economies into like our own military separate military industrial complex, not because we're worried about China or Russia, but we're worried that the US is going to invade. It's crazy.
Mm. I mean, we've been pretty aggressive, let's put it that way. And I think that, the average voter perceives that going on. And it reveals itself in local politics, I mean, in domestic politics, considering who won and lost this past week. Um, I am surprised that in Wisconsin, Hong didn't win the Democratic primary for governor.
That
It
was
was
shocking.
close. It's close, but
Only
I think
4,000 votes. Like it was
incredibly close.
ridiculously close, and the media spinning it as if like this is a complete like rejection
No,
of leftist politics, which is completely wrong.
no, there are
Well, you
other
have
issues going on. And of course, Republicans could vote in that primary too. So there's a whole other set of effects going on.
All right.
to be fair, Arjun, when the right loses, the media also says it's a complete repudiation of right wing politics, right?
Mm.
No.
Okay, but for what? A repudiation to like the status quo, which is destroying our entire planet, right? Like it's the frame. What I'm like, you're absolutely right, but like what I'm talking about is the framing. It's always socialism is communism is
Yep.
evil. You know what I mean? And that's completely wrong. You're seeing this with attacks on our friend Hassan Piker. Like
Mm.
I sincerely believe that they're this hype. Um I'm friends with Chris Wade and Felix Biederman from Chapo. So I
Mm.
was kind of concerned about Hassan. So I messaged them and I said like, yo, he doesn't walk around with security. He's not like, like you see like
Whoa.
these idiot right wingers like Nick
Yeah.
Shirley and all that kind of stuff. They walk around with like a crew of bodyguards. They don't show them on film, right?
Oh no.
But they're there. Hassan just walks around. They're just they want to Charlie Kirk him, if you will. Like they
Yes.
are hoping that will happen.
Yes.
Shit.
Uh, we're back at Charlie Kirk anyway. There's still that sort of simmering idea of what that is, but then you have all these people defecting in kind of really weird ways. Tucker Carlson, et
It's
cetera, et
so
cetera.
weird. You know
It's
that
just weird.
Tucker is talking about a Republican third way party, which I think is just like delicious. I'm just like, yo,
Good
let
luck
them
with
fight. I'm
that.
loving it. Like, okay, Candace Owens is a complete imbecile and an ignoramus, but the favor she has done to the broader left by completely destroying the right-wing media, like online right-wing independent media ecosphere by insisting that Charlie Kirk was assassinated by Israel has done us so like a huge favor, which is why I
What?
think they're attacking Hassan.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there is this spurious evidence, right? There was an Israeli military jet or something that left sometime during that period, and so
What
everyone's,
about the Egyptian jets?
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, well, there's just weirdness going on with that. Uh,
It's complete insanity. I will look it up and post it. You guys have to see this. There was a full report done um by this wonderful reporter. So forgive me, her name is escapes me. It's about an hour long, but she breaks down what happened in the entire right wing, you know,
cool.
sphere vis-a-vis the Charlie Kirk assassination. And it shows that like Candace rose based on it, and it shows like all the podcasters that are feeding her information. She doesn't get any new ideas at all. They're feeding them to her. So she can say, so she doesn't
Pretty
get
good
sued,
deal.
I got this information from this. And the top two are Jimmy Dore and some like, I don't know, right-wing sociopath that like, I don't listen to.
Yeah,
But
Jimmy Dore.
the
Uh,
exploding mic theory is so funny to me. Because I was wearing a DJI mic on the outside when I was doing my cooking video. And
mhm.
I was like, look, it doesn't matter if I put it inside or out. So I flipped it, I put it on the inside, and I was like, oh God, what if it's full of explosives? Like Candace says. And this is a pager attack.
Oh God. Joe Rogan is talking about Trump's grifting, so we're really in a very strange kind of place. I mean, just
I don't believe that for a second. I think when you're that rich, because like literally he called also on that same podcast, he called socialism stealing. That's what he said.
oh yeah,
You're stealing people's money rather than when you can't recognize the fact that we actually live in a society and if everyone thrives, then everyone thrives. But we can't because these pedophiles are hoarding all the money at the top. The pedophiles he defends and has on his show, by the way.
yes,
Well, and it's the simple fact that taxes are seen as redistribution of wealth. But not having taxes, meaning lowering taxes on corporations and rich individuals, is not seen as redistribution of wealth.
right.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, and the reason for that is because they own the media, so it's never spoken of like I'm talking
Yeah.
about like mainstream, but also they have these I'm sorry, but that's what they are, useful idiots like Joe Rogan.
Hmm.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's rich, but he's not rich like the multi-billionaires he has on, right? But I think we can take some solace in the fact that flock cameras are getting cut down on that was another big story this week at a
Mm,
Right.
ridiculous rate. And I applaud those people. And I don't just applaud those people. I applaud the people who, even though they have them on camera or like, they think they have the right person, their neighbor will be like, no, he was with me fishing. Everyone, and the weird part is, it's like the most like communist or like Antifa person, and it'll be like a right-wing libertarian vouching for them because they both understand that like this privacy issue
Right.
is huge, and they're also united by data centers. There is a huge
mm-hmm.
opportunity for the left right now.
Absolutely. I mean, but the critique needs
No,
to
it's
be there.
true.
But it's very clear there's an entry point for the left, because it fits all these other things. So flock cameras are one thing, but even on the very basic things like electric shock gloves, $20 million for electric shock gloves for ice. I mean, I guess we're all going to run around with super soakers and try and wet down all these ice guys.
Yeah, it's late
So,
stage capitalism. Those things are I'm guessing they're gonna cause more heart attacks to ICE agents
Ice agents.
than anything else.
yeah, I mean the joke about they scratch their genitals and shock themselves or whatever, or they may
You
do
know,
that on purpose. Who
they are
knows?
they are a spin-off of Taser Corporation.
Right,
Yes.
right,
Mm.
Well, they
precisely.
have a lower voltage than tasers, and a lower voltage, as I've discovered, than cattle prods. Although cattle prods, I think you can actually legally have, but it's questionable whether you can have it during a demonstration. But it seems to me that there are other countermeasures.
And I think like what's adding to the anger is that it's all based on like fact, right? So
Hmm.
with the flock cameras, 404 Media, I think it was the end of last week, broke the story that the number one use for ICE agents and police departments for flock cameras is stalking their exes.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. The misuse of surveillance stuff, and you saw it in really weird ways, even back into the Obama administration. So cops were just taking advantage of doing photoshops of Obama's Air Force One and doing all sorts of stupid crap. And they were being generated in police departments. It's really idiotic. So they've got too much time on their hands or whatever. On
Yeah,
the other
and
hand, go
we
ahead.
can. Oh, I was just gonna say, also, we can rejoice in the fact that Andrew and Tristan Tate are most likely going to spend the rest of their lives in prison
Yeah.
because, again, this is a distraction. This is mini Epstein. Okay, they're gonna let mini Epstein go to distract from Jeffrey Epstein,
See,
but at the
yep.
same time, I'm glad. Like, this is
Here's the
some
problem.
small modicum of justice, even though their lawyer has been threatening to put out all this supposed information they have about the Trumps, which I don't think they do. I
Well,
and
they were cozying up to Barron Trump, right? But I don't know if that's a way of getting at Trump data.
but like at this point, like what could possibly what else could possibly be said about the Trumps that would change anyone else's mind with everything that's already out there? Are the Trumps
That's true.
perverts? We all know they are. uh Baron is this like ogre giant 6'5" Trump version of a pervert, but a pervert nonetheless, for sure. No wonder he hung out with Andrew Tate, and I'm sure Andrew Tate hooked him up with trafficked women, but that won't matter, you know?
Yep, yep.
So
Well,
it's nice to see them rot, and I and their lawyer this week in a quote unquote mistaken filing outed the names, much like Epstein when they did the Epstein release, of all the victims in Romania. So like literally like the most vulnerable ones, because
mhm.
Romania is a very corrupt country.
Oh
They
yeah,
have very close ties to the Romanian mafia, if you will.
mafia. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully the judge will just like they're going to be denied bail, but also speed this along and just send them to England because those guys should never see the light of day again because like, it's hideous what they did.
Oh, well, that yes, they should. Actually, there has been progress. I mean, I think Katie Fang is used to be on NBC, has filed a suit against the Justice Department, and it is moving along in terms of getting more access to the material that has been suppressed by particularly Todd Blanche. And of course, this week was when Todd Blanche became, Attorney General. And
Huh?
it
Wow.
Ridiculous.
it it just reveals all this other stuff that you sort of forget about. I mean, Todd Blanche was Paul Manafort's lawyer, so there's sleaziness goes a lot farther back in terms of this story. Um, I think it's worse that he was Paul Manafort's lawyer as opposed to Trump's lawyer, because that means that there's an overlap with Russian money as well as some
Mm.
Ukrainian money. So it's stuff's going on there. Um,
I hope it pans
anyway,
out. I hope it pans out. The problem is even what they release is redacted to the point that it isn't really useful for further like I know they don't really obviously if you saw like the initial two dumps of Epstein files they don't care about the hangers on or other rich people. They're specifically invested in protecting Trump,
yep.
which is a major problem because he is I've read like different versions of it, but I heard that he is mentioned more in the Epstein files than Harry Potter is in the entirety of the Harry Potter series.
Yes, I've heard that statistic too. I mean, the best friends, stuff. $1 billion, transferred money transfers and banks to between Epstein and Trump. So there's all that stuff is there. And actual videos probably exist. And some of it, anyway, I think has been seen by Congress. I mean, there was that period where, Congress critters could go in and actually look at the stuff without redaction. And also because the DOJ was too stupid to redact everything. So stuff got through. And because that's kind of the basis for some of these lawsuits is that they accidentally let too much stuff out there. And
Yeah.
then brought it back and covered it up. So there's that. It was a busy week. I mean,
So
Trump
much has happened.
Trump tried to get his name back onto, and there's the fact that he was in the meeting was even more interesting. That is by video or audio. There was the board for the Kennedy Center met, and of course there are all his little clones on the committee. But there were also Congress people in the meeting, and they're talking about, well, we can name the plaza after Trump, so that that you can use that, or you can put a sort of an asterisk version that the Kennedy Center was renovated by Trump. And then there's some other thing where they have another side of the building where they can put Trump's name. So it's all screwed up.
Yeah,
Needless to say,
it's
that
insane.
violates the terms of the original, order to pull his name in the metal letters to pull those off. And we don't know really whether they were pulled off or not, since there's been a tarp put in front of the thing that it obviously doesn't need to be there, but it's pretty clear that they don't, want any more press about that. So there's that. And then, of course, the other things that are going on.
Did you
Uh,
guys
uh,
hear? Did you hear the rumor that apropos of Caroline Levitt leaving, that JD Vance is pushing for Erica Kirk to be the next press secretary? And I was like, please, let's do this. Candace will go nuts, and that's it. That's the end of the right.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
only
do
have to fight
that.
the centrists after that.
Do that. Oh God, because if you've seen her talk, it I
Oh my God. Okay, yo,
I
okay. I don't believe the Candace's conspiracy theories because it's completely
oh
incoherent. I could tell a better Charlie Kirk assassination story in 5 minutes than she's done over the last year. But it's so psychotic and so weird and so detailed. And Erica Kirk is so epically weird. Like she
yes,
doesn't come across like she comes across as what she is, like
beauty
Christo
pageant.
fascist, right? Like a
Yeah, beauty
complete
pageant
psycho.
fascist. Yes.
Yeah. So she no, so please, I would love for her to be I would love to see her like answer questions from
Oh
like
God.
just even like the right-wing weirdos that they have in the press pool now. I don't think she can handle them.
Oh God. It would just be weird. It's gonna be weird. Let's just put it that way, because I watched a significant amount of stuff during COVID, and when you get to those press briefings, there's all kinds of strange politics going on. Just even in the selecting of people and timing it out, and just all kinds of strange stuff. Joe, did you want to say something about the food?
Sure. We just got finished crushing the tea leaves, the soon to be tea. So we just rub them together in our palms, crush the cell walls of the leaves, stick them in a nice airtight fermentation container. So this one gives off air, and only air, or once the CO2 builds up, it releases, but nothing gets in, so it protects it.
Cool.
So
Excellent.
about 3 or 4 days in here, depends on the temperature, maybe a week given our temperatures. And then we'll throw it in the oven to toast, not toast up, but dry out. And we'll have tea that looks like, let's see, something along these lines.
Wow. There we go.
Very cool.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice job, Joe.
Yeah. And then, so we what did we do with this? These blossoms? We steeped them in boiling water. We boiled up some water, then steeped the blossoms. They lost a lot of their vibrant color, but not to worry. Once we get some citric acid in there and a little sugar, we should see some, it should turn to a nice pink, pinkish purple. This jelly goes so fantastically well with my pink flower parasol.
Yum.
I will just strain these, and then got our far too much sugar. I'm gonna start the jelly. That's about it. Oh, there we go. Oh, you can see how
Yeah.
pretty that is.
Nice. There we go.
It's a bit citrusy. It's like tangy citrus, flowery. Wow. Ooh.
Yum.
Back to you guys.
Well, we're getting close to schedule time. Maybe we should just begin that, because
Oh.
we may get diverted into some other conversation as well as we watch sugar and liquids being mixed. So at the bottom of the hour tonight is Professor John with Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Oh.
John, are you there to talk about Santa Claus?
Ooh, yeah,
I
Professor
am.
John with that smooth voice. Before we do that, can we just give one quick shout out to Count Binface, who
Oh,
is my
yes.
personal hero. I am now a member
Absolutely.
of the Count Binface party.
There we go.
And he embarrassed Nigel Farage, and he won even while he lost.
Oh my
So
God, he won?
no. Farage won,
26%. I
Oh.
mean, 63
but
to
but
26%.
he did this like massive media tour. And for like a guy who dresses like that to speak so intelligently, so beautifully, and utter like without being rude, like he never attacked his opponent, but he made the right look so utterly ridiculous that I think
Mm,
that is has had like a knock-on effect to
yes.
all Western people who like are thinking about voting for a right party. So shout out
Yes.
Count Binface. I'm gonna try to get him to join our stream next week.
Excellent. Yes, we should be in that circle. I mean, he's going to be back because Farage is under investigation, and so once he
Again,
has to go back to Parliament, he's going to be under investigation for taking, what is it, £5 million or whatever, and so there'll be a second by-election.
that's how
That's what
stupid these people are. He resigned for parliament thinking that would mean like the investigation would be over and he'd run again. And then it's a new thing. The second he won his seat, the investigation is back on. Like it's so beautiful. It's perfect. Count Bizface forever. And now
Yep,
Professor John will tell us what's
John.
up.
Santa Claus.
Yes, it's Christmas in August tonight. We have an Alfred Hitchcock Presents episode called Santa Claus and the 10th Avenue Kid. While working as a department store Santa Claus, a paroled convict tries to help a troubled boy. Starring the famed Irish actor Barry Fitzgerald. We also have Virginia Gregg, who is back. Bobby Clark as the 10th Avenue Kid, and Arthur Space as Mr. Chambers, the parole officer.
Excellent. Excellent. At 10 o'clock, Cinemattack with Barry, the hitman. And then on Saturday at 5 p.m., something about a partridge. Ellen Partridge. Lane, are you there?
I am here. Yes, it's going to be the end of the first series he did. Then I'm going to show it again, a Christmas special, John. More Christmas in August.
Oh,
All right.
the theme.
And the Christmas special is what got him sacked from the BBC in the alternate universe that he lives in. And the second series, I'll show the first episode of that, and it's fucking superb. It broke the mold. So there you go.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Looking forward to that. 7 p.m. on
Yes.
Saturday. Susanna can tell us about the movie we're going to get, which is a really good movie if you haven't seen it. I mean, it has all of the interesting, fin de siècle sort of stuff, right? Sherlock Holmes, Sigmund Freud, etc. Susanna?
Thanks, Ann. Yes, so it's 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. I'm going to be showing the 1976 film, The 7% Solution. And this has a fabulous all-star cast. We have Alan Arkin as Sigmund Freud, Nicole Williamson as Sherlock Holmes, Robert Duvall as Dr. Watson. We
No
have beautiful,
way. I've never heard of this
yes,
movie. Okay, yo, 7
and
p.m. tomorrow.
yes,
I'm gonna try to make it.
Please.
we have beautiful Vanessa Redgrave and gorgeous Samantha Egger, Joel Grey, and keep your eye on amazing Laurence Olivier as Professor Moriarty. The premise of this movie, it's based on Nicholas Meyer's book, which is based on a total lie of an unearthed, never heard from story found of Dr. Watson explaining how Sherlock Holmes met Sigmund Freud. So, and this did earn Nicholas Meyer an Oscar nomination for adapting his novel to film. So join me tomorrow. Thanks.
I love it. That's
It-
so dope. I'm gonna try to be there. I swear.
I mean, it's really excellent, and it has influenced other series. There's a PBS, or it's a British series. Well, no, actually, it's a German series, but it's on PBS about Vienna at around the same time. That is a doctor in Vienna who's a Freudian, who is involved with the local cop and they solve crimes. And it's really quite an interesting little series. But
And to
anyway,
tie it into like all like normal politics, the latest twist in Candace's Charlie Kirk assassination saga is that it originated with Sigmund Freud's ideas. So
oh
it's
Jesus,
very current and it's a
What?
perfect thing. We gotta watch this. I can't.
oh God, yeah. Now I'm gonna have to hunt down Candace Owen talking about Freud.
I'll send you all the clips. Don't worry.
Wait, what movie is this? The seventh, what point? Or is it
7%
The
solution.
7% solution. It refers to the cocaine that he was on, right?
Right.
well, I read the novel and I saw the movie, and I don't know if I mentioned this before, John. It's the guy who wrote it and directed it, also did the second Star Trek movie.
Yes.
indeed. The Wrath of
Oh, is
Khan.
that true?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
better.
Nicholas Meyer.
Wait,
Yeah,
this was
absolutely.
so he did the Wrath of Khan? Okay, I'm definitely coming.
Oh God. All right. And on Sunday, well, we have music after that at 9ish. And then on Sunday,
Oh,
what?
the music was bringing the music was canceled.
Oh, all right.
I don't know why it didn't update. Schedule's not
Alrighty.
updated. Sorry about that.
When is that?
Yeah.
It's
Travis
canceled?
canceled it. That's what Travis said.
Ooh, I wonder if I
Okay.
have. Oh, there's a. Would anybody be interested in? I don't know. This is old-fashioned prog rock, but there's a Shepperton Studio, a restored version of the Shepperton Studios recording of Genesis back in 1973,
Whoa.
which
Whoa.
includes
That sounds interesting.
the famous "Supper is Ready," one of the longest songs ever written, 25 minutes, like the entire. It's Peter Gabriel's magnum opus from the time. If nothing else is going on, I'm going to show it.
All right.
Awesome.
Assuming I can show it I have to try to make sure I can show it from YouTube.
Awesome.
It's pretty
Awesome.
fucking cool, though. For
5
those who
p.m.
like that old
Sunday
stuff.
is Star Trek: The Next Generation, the nth degree. Tell us about it, John.
Yes, well, we have the return of Lieutenant Reginald Barclay, who, as you may remember, is a bit of an oddball. He's played by Dwight Schultz, who's a very fun actor
I know Dwight
with
Schultz.
bad politics.
He's the Groiper of the 23rd, the lone Groiper of the 23rd century.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh God.
When assigned to investigate an unknown probe, Lieutenant Barclay is hit by an energy surge and experiences unexpected effects. Guest stars Dwight Schultz, Jim Norton, K.E. Cooter. I hope that's how
Cooter?
you say
I'm
it.
not touching that one.
I'm not gonna touch. Well, Saxon Trainer and Paige Leon. Yeah.
Right. Excellent. And then after that, our friends up north at sort of 7 or 7:30-ish.
Yes.
Lane.
Yep. It's the birth of the Thatcher era, 1979.
Oh,
Our friends in the north. Nicky runs for MP, wants to be an MP, and his past comes to haunt him. Geordie ends up being a drug dealer, and Tosca finds new love. That's pretty much a synopsis.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Geordies, I will plug just because it came onto YouTube this past week or two. Jimmy Carr, the comedian, has done a tour through the U.S. and did a tour in the North. And I don't get half the jokes about Newcastle and stuff, but it was pretty funny. Anyway. I mean, he really knows how to work an audience. Let's put it that way.
another example of somebody with bad politics.
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say that too. Like, it's weird to see these comedians come out. I thought Jimmy Carr was like a smart sort of like centrist,
no, I can
but
see
he
him
has
as a
like
Tory.
pretty right-wing
Right
politics.
Right-wing, tax dodging bastard.
I think that's what it is. The second you have enough money, you'd like, no, it's mine. You forget
Yeah.
about everyone who put you there.
He did community service at a local Starbucks because of his tax dodging abilities in the
I
mid
heard
noughts.
about that.
Wait a minute, community service at a
Yeah,
Starbucks?
yeah,
There we go.
that was him paying back to society,
That's kind of weird. What was he doing there?
selling shit. He was
How
literally
is that
working
community service?
exactly because he's rich. He's famous. Not
Well,
going
see,
to not going to
Prof.
make him
John, if you
scrub a
donate
wall.
enough to a politician and you're a private company, you can get prisoners to work for you.
Oh,
I
yeah.
And this
envy,
is
of
a lighter
course.
version. So they made Jimmy Carr a barista for, I think, what was it, Lane? Was he like he missed like 750,000 pounds in
No,
taxes, something
fucking
like that?
lords. And the biggest irony, of course, being that Starbucks pays absolutely no tax whatsoever in Britain.
None.
Yeah, there we go. Yep.
He wants the
All
people.
right.
He wants the people to pay, not him.
Yeah,
Indeed.
prick.
But moving to Monday, California Dreams, California Nightmares. I don't know if Nate is here. Can you talk about Palo Alto, a history of California capitalism in the world?
Well, I just happened to pop in. As I've been saying, we're down to maybe 2 weeks, I think. We're very much in the present now. Is craptistic Zuckerberg is part of the story now, and yeah, I don't know. We're going
Yeah,
to the
it's getting
bitter
really
end.
depressing.
Yeah.
On the
going to the-
upside, it looks like Zuckerberg has doomed Meta to death this week. So there's light at the end of the tunnel.
From the
Indeed.
manifesto, or how?
He's way overexposed to his failed AI product.
Okay.
So
Yes.
basically what he's doubled down, but he's
There's a
also
bubble.
basically renting the what do they call it? The data centers that he's already built to Anthropic. Like they're basically giving up. They're apparently doubling down, but they're also giving up at the same time.
Well, similarly, Larry Ellison's has incredible debt problems, and there could be a real problem coming up in terms of this AI bubble. But anyway,
Yeah,
yes.
it might stop the CNN merger.
Oh, I
Mhm.
hope none of them end up bankrupt. That would be awful.
I know, right? What are they gonna do? I feel so bad
Oh,
for them.
bless them. They can do community service in I don't know, another Starbucks
I would not drink anything those
and the
people
White
made for me.
House. Community service in the White House, I think, probably. Not.
Oh, there we go.
Another connection to Paramount, Star Trek.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? I
Oh.
was just thinking about the other day. I was watching it on Amazon. It's an add-on subscription, so I got a week for free. So I was watching the latest
Cool.
one, and I was just like, oh my God, I feel so bad because this is owned by them.
I know it's not good. Not good at all.
It
Let me
is not
quick
good at all.
wrap up my preview. So
Oh, yeah.
so then after we're done with that bitter end, we're going to read City of Quartz by the radical anthropologist Mike Davis, which is specifically about Los Angeles, written in the 80s, I want to say.
Yeah.
But he
Two of
he revised it, which I read that version, which was excellent.
Mm.
I don't know when he rewrote it or added to it or whatever he did, but it's really
Okay,
great.
well, I should look into that and see. Probably will want to do that version maybe then. But then incorporated in, I don't know whether we're going to do it separate after or just like maybe from time to time go back and forth, because City of Quartz is a lot, I'm pretty sure it's a lot shorter than Palo Alto. At any
It
rate,
is.
Ask the Dust by John Fonte. So Los Angeles novel. Bruce brought him story of his to our attention, and now I'm pretty interested. I've been reading a little bit of it, and the guy can't pay his rent in his motel room, and then he solves it by turning off the lights and going to sleep, and then walking throughout the city, daydreaming. And it's like I was reading about my 24-year-old self. I was like, wait, how did this guy? It was
There we go.
right down to he's in the library and he's looking at the books that are of authors that have the same last name starting letter with him, and he's picturing his book on the shelf next to theirs. Meanwhile,
Hallucinating.
rent for this sort of the weekly motel he's in. But anyway, that and also I didn't mention this before, but I am a big fan of Day of the Locust. That both of these novels are pretty short. And anyway, so might incorporate those, but definitely City of Quartz, and definitely continuing on with the theme of California, Southern California for now.
Excellent. We do a funny hour afterwards around 9ish, and on Tuesday at 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern, the Red Hour. Bruce, are you here to talk about it?
I am here. I'm also a big fan of Day of the Locust. Tuesday, we're going to do it. There's an English author, H. Munro, better known as Saki. And we're going to have two Saki events coming up. One is this Tuesday, we're going to read Toys of Peace. And then later on, there will be a Hitchcock episode based on one of his short stories. So we'll also read that one when we'll partner the two episodes together. So this week will be Toys of Peace, which is a nice, ironic little tale.
Excellent. There was actually what was read on this past Tuesday was The Valet by Juna Barnes, which it's really actually quite interesting. I hope we do a little bit more of that. Good news is
yeah, we'll revisit Juna Barnes again. She's a good writer.
Excellent. At 8:30 is Good News with Professor John. Wednesday at 6 p.m. Yes, I do the weekly Mark's office hours. I'm not going to do quantum stuff this week. I'm going to do something quite different. But anyway, stay tuned. It'll be interesting. And then at 8:30 on Wednesday is Spirituality and Activism with Tom Weber. And then Thursday at 7 p.m. is Eastern time, is Bring the News. And it gets quite fascinating, actually, because people bring in interesting articles. And then we're back at Friday. So we're about ready to stop here. Joe, do you want to have some closing remarks?
That's
Sure.
beautiful,
Of
Joe. It
course,
looks so
Arjun.
it looks so good.
Is that, is that Purdy or what? John, look at this. This matches my umbrellas.
That's right. Floral and everything.
Oh,
Floral and
floral pad.
yeah.
Very lovely. Yeah. So we've got a fireweed blossom chili and a fireweed tea on the way, fermenting. So yeah, we just steep the blossoms for a little bit, added sugar and some pectin, citric acid. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice
Excellent.
little,
Awesome.
nice little party favor, holiday treat for a friend, whatever. I think we've definitely got enough jam going on.
Excellent. Excellent. Arjun, do you want to plug anything?
You all know I host Deep in the History. Check and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at Deep in History. And I haven't decided on a new cooking channel's name. I'm debating between like historically delicious and wear like a really tight shirt or or like just go with like a generic version of delicious, but I'll message you guys on Discord. I am working on it though, so it's pretty cool. I discovered a very, very rare ancient recipe that's called green chili chicken that was apparently eaten by like Maharajas. It's impossible. The legend is impossible because they say that Chandragupta Maurya ate it, one of like the major Indian emperors, but there was no chili peppers there then. But you know what I mean. It's an ancient recipe. No one's made it for years, and I think you guys will love it.
I thought everybody just ate gruel 100 years ago, from 100 years back.
You know, when you explore the history of food, it's so weird. Like you think what people used to eat before, and like none of the ingredients existed, right?
Yeah.
India didn't get the chili pepper until like the 18th century. It's nuts.
That's wild.
Well, this is like potatoes and tomatoes, right? You know. Anyway, yes.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're not going to be trampling over my umami IP. So it's good with your naming convention.
I'm coming for everything that you have until you start posting online. So.
All righty then.
Always a pleasure, fam.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I have a
Arjun.
question for Joe.
Oh, yes.
Joe.
So if people are watching this on YouTube, how can they? How can they join us in the group here?
Oh, that's right. We've got in the show notes for YouTube, we've got our website, which links out to our schedule. You can either watch it on YouTube or you can click on either the Discord link or the newsletter link. And the newsletter will send you once every Friday a message with all of our links to get into the Zoom and what's happening all week.
Excellent.
Discord is 24/7 as well. So
yeah,
everything
if you're
on
a pervert,
the website.
I will handle you.
And that's the very brief, short, easy to remember link, theautonomouscollective.net.
.net. Because if you press .com, you'll wind up in a very strange place. We'll do better next week.
Always. I can't believe how bad we did. Love you guys.